let's continue with more legal documents on the Elisa Lam wrongful death suit. Now we're going to be reviewing some statements from employees of the Cecil Hotel, and we'll get a little more detail into how they discovered her body and some of the conditions around her stay. We're going to be starting with Amy Price, who's the general manager of the Stay on Main. And once again, this document is also available in the description box below, so you can review it for yourself later if you'd like to reread it or go through it on your own. I, Amy Price, declare that I am the general manager of the Stay on Main Hotel, formerly known as the Cecil. I have personal knowledge of the information set forth herein below, unless noted as based on information and belief. Boy, that's legal talk. And actually, that's at the start of each of these statements, so I'm probably going to skip it on the next two. But basically what it's saying is she is willing to testify. This is her personal knowledge. She swears that it's true. She's been employed with the Cecil Stay on Main Hotel continuously as a manager since November of 2007. She once again states Elisa Lam was not, nor has ever been, an employee of the Cecil Hotel. And since 2012, the hotel hired a company called Employer Assistance Programs, EEAP, to perform quarterly Cal-OSHA health and safety compliance inspections of the hotel. The roof water tanks were never deemed a confined space nor a dangerous condition by EEAP. Based upon hotel records, Elisa Lam booked a shared dormitory room online for the hotel to arrive on January 28, 2013, and a departure date of January 31st, 2013. Based on hotel records, Ms. Lam checked into the hotel on January 28th and was assigned a shared room, 506B, with other guests. However, we don't know how many. Based on information in hotel records, the hotel received from, I don't know why that word's in there, complaints from Ms. Lam's roommates regarding odd behavior. Accordingly, Ms. Lam was moved to a private room on the same floor on January 31st, 2013, which we know is the last day she made contact with her family, and she was supposed to be checking out the next morning. The video footage, we suspect, takes place somewhere around midnight on January 31st into February 1st. So kind of to what I was speaking about in the last video, I doubt she even spent, well, she definitely didn't spend a night in this room. Did she take a nap during the day or something? Possibly, but I doubt that she spent very much time in this room at all based on the story that we all know. In early February, the Los Angeles Police Department investigated Ms. Lam's disappearance and thoroughly searched the entire hotel with canine units, floor by floor, including the hotel roof area. Unfortunately, Ms. Lam's body was not found by any of the investigators. On February 19th, a hotel guest complained about the water pressure while taking a shower. A maintenance employee was sent to investigate the problem and eventually went to the roof of the hotel to check on the water system. Water for the hotel is pumped from a main water line at below street level to 4 holding tanks on the roof of the hotel. It is a gravity-operated system. Each tank is approximately 10 feet high and 6 feet in diameter. The 4 tanks sit on a platform on the northern border of the hotel and are difficult to access. Once again, I find that information, particularly the opinion about how difficult it is to access them, very subjective. The hotel roof is a restricted area that is off limits to hotel guests. It is not marked or indicated on any hotel marketing material as a common service area for guests. It is not represented to any guest as a common service area, and it is not made available to guests upon request. There are only 4 ways to gain hotel roof access. 3 are by the exterior fire escapes on the sides of the hotel. The 4th is through an interior staircase leading from the 15th floor to a locked and alarmed door which opens onto the roof. All escape routes and the rooftop access door are clearly labeled that they are for emergency use only. If opened, this door activates a loud alarm which can be heard on the 14th and 15th floor, as well as a separate alarm which sounds at the front desk. The alarm can only be deactivated or turned off with a key that is maintained by the hotel maintenance staff. It is the hotel's policy that at any time the rooftop access door alarm is activated, an employee or security guard is immediately dispatched to manually check the roof area and the rooftop access door. The alarm for the hotel rooftop access door was not activated at any point in January or February 2013. I am unaware of how Ms. Lam reached the hotel rooftop water tanks. Based on information and belief, nobody observed Ms. Lam accessing the hotel roof, nonetheless the water tanks. I am unaware of any instances of hotel guests trespassing onto the roof and accessing the water tanks. I'm unaware of any instances of anyone, nonetheless hotel guests, being injured in or on or around the water tanks. I'm unaware of any instances of anyone, nonetheless hotel guests, ever drowning in one of the rooftop water tanks. I'm unaware of any instances of anyone, nonetheless hotel guests, getting trapped in one of the rooftop water tanks. I am unaware of the hotel ever receiving any Cal OSHA citations regarding any of the rooftop water tanks. I'm unaware of the hotel ever receiving any City of Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety citations regarding any of the rooftop water tanks. Since I've been employed at the hotel, it has passed all Los Angeles Fire Department Chiefs Regulation 4 testing of fire protection equipment. I declare under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of California that the foregoing is true and correct, and this declaration was executed on this 3rd day of March 2015 in Los Angeles, California. Signed, Amy Price. So what we have here is, I think we can start seeing the legs of their defense pretty clearly. They are going to stand on the fact that that is not a common area up there. It's not for hotel guests. They're going to stand on the fact that the hotel, the alarm door between the 15th floor and the roof is in working condition, was in working condition, and works properly, which still doesn't discount using the fire escapes to get up there, and we're going to get into information in that in some of the other responses here, so let's take a look at them. This next one is a statement from Pedro Tovar, the chief engineer. I, Pedro Tovar, declare that, and here's the same legal jargon, so I'm going to skip it this time, but basically he would testify to this knowledge. It's his personal knowledge. He swears that it's true. He has been employed at the Cecil Stay on Main Hotel for 30 years. I am presently the chief engineer and was the chief engineer during the January-February 2013 time frame. The hotel is a 15-story building that is configured in an E-shaped pattern with 3 separate wings that are connected. The picture below is a true and accurate depiction of the hotel as it looked in the January-February 2013 time frame. And despite the fact that it looks like a bad Xerox, you can see this capital E thing that I was talking about here. And you can get a little bit of a sense of, if you were investigating this rooftop, what would pull your attention and focus immediately? For me, it would be that room, those tanks, and then secondary, whatever this box here, that looks like it might be big enough for a body to be in. But if I'm looking for places where you can fit a body up there, there's only 3 options. They're right there. There's windows and other details out here, but there is nothing in terms of a structure, a hiding location. Man, it really gets me. The roof of the hotel is a restricted area where hotel guests are not allowed. There are only 4 ways to gain roof access. 3 of the ways are exterior fire escapes on the sides of the hotel, which run the entire height of the building. There are interior doors in the corridors of the hotel upon which access can be gained to the fire escapes. For safety reasons, these doors are kept unlocked. The 4th and final way to access the roof is through an interior staircase leading from the 14th floor to the roof. The rooftop access door is equipped with an electronic alarm system which alerts hotel employees when the rooftop access door has been opened. Whenever someone opens the door leading to the roof, it activates a very loud alarm which can be heard throughout the 14th and 15th floors and also rings separately at the front desk. The alarm can only be turned off with a key by the maintenance staff. The rooftop of the hotel has 4 1,000-gallon water tanks which supply the hotel with water using a gravity-operated system. Water is pumped from a main water line at below street level to these 4 tanks. Each tank is approximately 10 feet high and 6 feet in diameter. The tanks are on a platform approximately 4 feet above the roof. To access the tank, someone would have to climb a ladder up the platform and then squeeze through the tanks and plumbing equipment to reach another ladder and climb up the side of the 10-foot tall tank. The tanks are all fully covered, though each has a heavy metal lid that is approximately 18 inches by 18 inches. The picture below is a true and accurate depiction of the rooftop water tanks as they looked in the January-February 2013 time frame. Worth noting here that he does not talk about the other way to get on top of them via the elevator maintenance building. He is saying in this that the only way to get up there is through this path that is extremely difficult because you have to climb up 4 feet of stairs that are already there. You have to go around some pump equipment and then go up a ladder that's already there. I'm informed of all instances where the alarm to the rooftop access door is activated between January 28th, 2013 through February 19th, 2013. I am unaware of any instances where the rooftop access door alarm was activated. Between January 28th, 2013 through February 19th, 2013, I am unaware of any maintenance workers being called to deactivate the rooftop access door alarm. Well, that's kind of strange because we know for a fact that there was police investigation going on in the roof. I guess unless they took the fire escapes to get up there, but I kind of highly doubt that. Wow, I think there's a big hole in that statement, and I don't know if it's true. I check the rooftop access door on a weekly basis to make sure that the alarm is functioning properly. I'm almost certain the procedure for that process is going to come up in the court case, as well as logs to prove that he does in fact check that. Between January 28th, 2013 through February 19th, 2013, the alarm for the rooftop access door was in proper working order. Once again, if he has logs to back that up, that will actually help his testimony here. I was aware that Ms. Lam was reported missing and assisted the Los Angeles Police Department and other investigators with their search of the hotel for Ms. Lam. I accompanied the Los Angeles Police Department and other investigators as they searched the entire hotel, floor by floor, with dogs. The investigators also searched the roof, but nobody climbed up the tanks or looked inside them. Just, there is something odd that this keeps coming up, and I feel like there's this little part of my conspiracy brain saying people are trying to help each other out here. They don't want the LAPD to get in trouble for missing this, but we have to cover our butt, so we have to say that they did not go on top of those tanks. Man. On February 19th, 2013, a guest in room 320 complained of a lack of water pressure. A maintenance employee, Santiago Lopez, was sent to room 320 and confirmed the lack of water pressure. Sometime thereafter, Mr. Lopez contacted me via walkie-talkie to inform me that he had found a human body in one of the water tanks on the roof. We then went down to the office to advise Amy Price of my discovery and to notify the authorities. During my 30 years of employment at the Cecil Stay on Main Hotel, other than the incident with Miss Lam, I am unaware of any instances of unauthorized access to any of the rooftop water tanks by anyone, including hotel guests. During my 30 years of employment at the Cecil Stay on Main Hotel, other than the incident with Miss Lam, I am unaware of any instances of anyone, including hotel guests, being injured at or near the rooftop water tanks. During my 30 years of employment at the Cecil Stay on Main Hotel, other than the incident with Miss Lam, I am unaware of any instances of anyone, including hotel guests, drowning in one of the rooftop water tanks. I declare under penalty of perjury, under the laws of the state of California, that the foregoing is true and correct, and that this declaration was executed on this 25th day of February 2015 in Los Angeles, California. Signed, Jose Pedro Tovar. So, we get a little bit more insight into the discovery of the body there. We get one big question about that statement. I don't know why he would say that he's unaware of them deactivating the alarms when we know the investigators were going up there, but is that enough to shuttle all of his statement? Probably not. I'll be very curious to see if that comes up as a possible point of contention in court. So here's the final statement we're going to be reviewing. This is from Santiago Lopez, the maintenance employee that actually found Elisa. I, Santiago Lopez, declare that, and then we get the same legal jargon, basically saying this is his testimony. He would testify in court, and it is true and correct of his personal knowledge. He's been employed as maintenance staff employee at the Cecil Stay on Main Hotel since 2010. On February 19th, 2013, while working at the hotel, I received a notice that the guest in room 320 was complaining of a lack of water pressure. I then went to room 320 and confirmed the lack of water pressure. I next went to room 720, which is serviced by the same water line as room 320, to check its water pressure. The water pressure in room 720 was also impaired. I concluded there was likely a problem with the water flow from one of the main water tanks from the roof. There are 2 alarm areas at the hotel. One is a rooftop access door on the 15th floor of the hotel, and the other is a fire escape on the 2nd floor of the hotel. So, interesting question here for people regarding the safety of this place. Why is there a fire alarm for one of the fire escapes, which totally makes sense, but why is there only one, only at the 2nd floor, only on one of the fire escapes? You've got 3 fire escapes, you've got 15 floors. To me, that says there should be 45 alarms installed in that place so that management would be aware if anyone accessed those areas, which they could potentially harm themselves. They could fall off the ladder. They had someone in June commit suicide out of there, and when we were visiting there, those windows to the fire escapes were wide open because they were using them for air draft to come through the hallway. I really have trouble considering that being a safe practice, and it's strange that it appears the intent of someone at some point was that there should be fire alarms at the fire escapes as well, but for some reason there's only one that's either functional or was installed at all. It's very, very odd. Whenever someone opens the rooftop access door, it activates an alarm which rings very loudly and can be heard all over the 14th and 15th floors, and also rings at the front desk at the 1st floor. The alarm can only be turned off with a key which only maintenance staff possesses. On February 9th, 2013, I took one of the 2 elevators to the 15th floor, then proceeded up the stairway to the rooftop access door. The alarm for the rooftop access door appeared to be in proper working order. I deactivated the alarm for the door, then entered the roof and walked to the area where the water tanks are for the hotel, where the water tanks for the hotel are located. I then climbed up the platform upon which the water tank sat and climbed a ladder up onto the main water tank. I noticed that the hatch to the main water tank was open and looked inside. I saw an Asian woman lying face up in the water approximately 12 inches from the top of the tank. After discovering the body, I immediately contacted my supervisor, Pedro Tovar, by walkie-talkie. We then went down to the 1st floor office to advise Amy Price, the general manager, of my discovery and to notify the authorities. After the police arrived, I was interviewed about what I had done in connection with the water pressure situation and the discovery of the body. Previously, when Miss Lam first was reported missing and the police were conducting their investigation, I had opened guest room doors on 2 floors of the hotel to assist with the investigation. That was my only involvement with the police investigation relative to the Elisa Lam matter. Between January 30th, 2013 and February 19th, 2013, I do not recall hearing the alarm for the 15th floor rooftop access door being activated at any time, and I was not called to turn off the alarm to the 15th floor rooftop access door any time during that time frame. So once again, we've got him making the same statement as the last guy, that supposedly they did not help police access the roof by deactivating that specific rooftop door, which I'm having trouble believing that the police are taking their dogs up to the roof using ladders, using the emergency escape. So that statement doesn't really fit in a lot of ways for me. During my employment at the Cecil Stay on Main Hotel, other than the incident with Miss Lam, I'm unaware of any instances of unauthorized access to any of the rooftop water tanks by anyone, including hotel guests. Watch YouTube, folks. During my employment at the Cecil Stay on Main Hotel, other than the incident with Miss Lam, I'm unaware of any instances of anyone, including hotel guests, being injured by or in any way by the rooftop water tanks. During my employment at the Cecil Stay on Main Hotel, other than the incident with Miss Lam, I'm unaware of any instances of anyone, including hotel guests, drowning in any of the rooftop water tanks. I declare under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of California that the foregoing is true and correct, and this declaration was executed on this 25th day of February 2015 in Los Angeles, California. And that is it for Santiago Lopez, signed down there. So, now that we've reviewed all this information, there's a bunch of new questions I have, and I want to discuss part of the theory that I teased last week that might give us a new way of looking at this case altogether, and I really need your help in reviewing it and considering it. So I hope you check out the next video, questions, and and a theory.